Hello everyone, this is Josh Buck and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are here to talk about a movie from the directors of Game Night, Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons is based on a role-playing world-building game. There was also a movie in 1993 and that movie was fine. I think I like it a little bit more than most people. But this movie blows it away in every capacity. This movie stars Chris Pine, Sophia Lillis, Hugh Grant, Jaden Smith, and Michelle Rodriguez. Chris Pine and Holga play best friends, and they are thieves who steal from some very bad people. One day, Chris Pine realizes his wife has been killed and his daughter has been kidnapped because of something they stole. In order to get her back, he calls his only true friend, his partner, Holga, who is a vicious warrior, to help him get his daughter back. Holga has been a friend of the family her whole life because she was an orphan and a fighter, and Chris Pine took pity on her and they brought her in. They fed her and they taught her how to fight. So she says, of course, I'm gonna help you get your daughter back because I helped her raise her. That unfortunately leads them into a battle against a very powerful sorceress named Sophina. So they have to find other outcasts to fight him. One of the outcasts is Druid, played by Sophia Lillis. Druid can turn herself into a bear or an owl. And another character they find is Simon. Simon is a very bad magician who's played by Jaden Smith, the son of Will Smith. Together, they embark on a perilous journey, which leads them to the evil castle, where the only way to get his daughter back and find the artifact to free the castle is to compete in the games. The games is one big maze. One of my favorite scenes is before the game, and someone says, if we do not succeed in the games, they will kill us. They will kill all of us and our children. Michelle Rodriguez looks up from him and says, you're not a lot of fun, are you? And Chris Pine says, I agree. Let's try to be optimistic. So they compete in the games. The games is my favorite scene in the entire movie. Everywhere you turn, the walls close in. And the path can turn from dirt to rocks, depending on which one, depending on which one the games want to do. One of the most interesting things, and I credit the writers for doing this, they have the bad guys say the only way our heroes can play the games is by wearing golden bracelets, but he doesn't tell them what they do. He only tells them they won't kill you. The heroes say okay, because they need to get this young girl back. They put the bracelets on. Not only does it not kill them, it doesn't hurt them. So they're not sure what they do. They find out in the middle of the games when Druid tries to turn into an owl to fly away from the rocks in the maze. She can't. The bracelets nerf their powers, and they can only take them off if they're not in the maze. Therein lies the problem. Our heroes survive the maze, and right as they get out, spoilers here, right as they get out of the maze, the villain, played by Hugh Grant, says, okay, bye. And he stabs Michelle Rodriguez's character with a very poisonous blade. This is where it's revealed that Chris Pine has something in his pocket. It's something to bring his wife back from the dead if they can survive the maze and get in the magic castle. His daughter begs him to save Holga. And he says, if we do this, you will never see your mother again. She says, I want to save Holga. Holga was like a mom even when mom wasn't here. He saves Holga. The message of this movie, and I was surprised as you to find out there was a message in this movie, is about not wanting what you don't have. It's about being appreciative of what you do and not losing what you have, chasing what you want. I was the last person who expected a message to be in Dungeons & Dragons, but it was, and it was an effective one, and it was in a fun way. I'm going to give Dungeons & Dragons a B+. I would also encourage people to go see it. It won the weekend, but it needs to make a little bit more money to get a sequel from Paramount. Come on, people! Let's make this a big, big franchise. I also want to thank everyone who watches my videos. I don't do that nearly enough, but thank you. I think this game will be fun for players and non-players alike. Players will probably get a couple more of the jokes than I did, but I got enough jokes for them to be funny. Like, one of my favorite jokes is when they're sitting at a table and Chris Pine is giving them all instructions, and Druid points up and says, okay, so I have to turn into an animal, Holga has to fight off the most magical army with an axe, Simon has to use his magic helmet to help us out. What do you do? How are you helping us? He says, I made the plan, Druid. And Druid says, but we don't need you anymore. You already made the plan. If the plan fails, I will make a new plan. So you make plans that fail. We need you because this plan is going to fail. What happens if this plan fails? And Chris Pine says, let's not worry about, and Holga just pipes in with, we die. And she's like, well, then why is he making the plan? And then he says, I also play the ukulele. Okay, can we go now? And that was just so funny. I have to say that the ending surprised me because I thought Holga was going to die, but they were going to save his wife. The reason I thought Holga was going to die, she was the fighter, she was the warrior. There was so many times where she saved all their lives. But I thought surely they won't use the wish on Holga because he needs his wife back. But I underestimated how much the little girl had fallen in love with Holga as almost a pseudo-mom since she hadn't seen her mama in such a long time. This to me just tells me blood does not make family. And to get a little personal here, I am an adopted child, and I love my family more than anything else in the world, and I wouldn't trade them for anything. In fact, Clint, Will, Allison, if y'all are watching, I love you, and please feel free to check out this video. My name is Josh Buck. Until next time, bye-bye.